Foul.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 9 of the podcast,
Welcome.
the Crimham podcast.
The Crimham podcast.
The not Crimham podcast, the Crimham podcast. And today we're going to be mostly ranting about Doctor Who, but first we're going to talk about our work life. Ham, do you want to begin with your work life?
I don't know where to start other than getting the camera right. There we go.
Suppose.
I'll start with the least. There's a bit that'll maybe put you off cheese and milk a little bit. So I'm going to leave that to the end.
Yeah, sure.
One of them happened today. One funny thing was this old lady and her, I guess, granddaughter came in. And she was they went on the shop about 1 billion times or some shit. And the mother went to ask me a question, but the child interrupted her and, "Excuse me, your oven's really loud." Me and my auntie looked at each other. Oven? There's no oven in the shop. We were just like thinking, and the mother was like, "Freezer." "Oh, your freezer's really loud." "Oh, okay." And then the mother, I still had a mask on, you can't really see it. Maybe I look different, but the little child went, "Are you a boy or you're a girl?" I started laughing. The mother was like, "How dare you? You can't tell people, like, you can't do that." And the child was like,
doesn't care.
Like she didn't understand, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
She, the way she acted, she probably had like something. But like, I was laughing because like, and I didn't answer on purpose because I like confusing people.
Just no answer.
I was just like,
I mean, fair enough.
Anyway, laughing. I thought, oh no, this is hoping that wasn't. Yeah, that was the first thing that happened today, which I thought was really funny. The other thing happened yesterday. You know when I told you about that lady? She was like, "Where is it?" and all that with the stuff. You don't know, but this lady came in. I put her stuff in the bagging area to pick up, and she went, "Where is it?" and shit like that. And I was like, "I'm fucking there." It happened again with a different lady. I put her stuff there. She was really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, something was really off about her. I put her stuff in the bagging area, and she went, "Well, where is it?" again. And I was like, "It's in the bagging area." And she went, "Well, it shouldn't be there, should it? That's wrong, isn't it?" And she was just like, you know, she was like, "You're bad," or like, "You're wrong for doing that. It shouldn't be there. It's not allowed to be there. It shouldn't be." She kept saying that. The customer behind her was just like, "What's going on?" And she started telling me off for putting her bag in the bagging area. And I was like,
"What?"
I was just like, "Okay." Then she said, she looked around, saw everyone was wearing a mask, and went, "Is the pandemic still on?" I was like, "Never stopped."
Is it still on? As if it's being like
at least TV show
hosted by something, like by someone. Oh, is the pandemic still on?
I was like, "Yeah, it never stopped." And she looked around like, "Bye." Walked off. Just sunny bye. And
I swear the people that come into your store are like, they're either ghosts from like a past that doesn't exist, or they're just like from another dimension, because they don't seem to know what's going on in reality. They seem out of touch.
To be fair, the customer behind her was like, "Well, she was rude, wasn't she?" I was like, "Oh, I'm used to it." And the customer even behind her was like, "What the fuck was her problem?" So the other customers at least acknowledged she was.
Don't put my bag in the bagging area. It doesn't belong there, does it?
Yeah.
What?
She just sort of saying, but she was like, I said it was £12. She was like, I gave you £5. You did. That's £12.
That's the wrong amount.
And she was like, "Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the change." I was like, "Yeah, okay." So like, she was like, "Oh, fine. Here's the change." Sure, whatever.
You need to get hidden cameras in there.
I do.
Put it on YouTube.
It'll be the best comedy show since the newest episode of Doctor Who. Which we'll talk about in a bit. And then
we will.
There's probably some other bits of the story. There's another one don't remember, so I'll say it later if I remember. If not, whatever. But the other one takes place over a few days.
Yeah.
And by the way, no one in work knows it was my fault this happened. So a customer dropped this
Oh.
milk, and I said, he was like, "Oh, can I grab another one?" I was like, "Sure, whatever." I'm in a rush. There was a queue about as big as, I don't know,
Big
my
Ben
ego. Let's say,
sideways.
yeah, Big Ben. I don't really have an ego, so I don't know why I said that.
No.
Um, not yet. Anyway, so I was like, "Yeah, sure, just grab another milk. Pass me that milk." I put it in a bag so it wouldn't leak. And I tied it up and I put it in the side because my ship was at the end. I was like, I was going to explain that milk needs to be put in the back, and it was really busy. I couldn't think properly.
Yeah. Just
So I left,
you don't really think when you're in a rush. You're just like, yeah, I don't care, whatever.
and I was doing like at like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. the next morning.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't really happy because I was like, oh, I'm not going to barely any sleep anyway. I barely get any sleep lately. So that happens. I go to bed. I wake up. I go into the store, and they say the lottery machine is broken. All the comms where we speak to each other are gone. The telecom is broken, and like till 1 and 2 is broken or some shit like that. I'm like,
But what?
yeah, okay. I don't know what happened. Anyway, they get it fixed about 2 days later. So I was in for all those days, so it was complete panic.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
said, the person, I don't know if I did mention it properly. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the person who dropped the thing was milk, and I put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And they said, we found out what broke all the equipment. Some old milk dripped into the printer and short-circuited the system.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
god.
okay, that's bad. But anyway, that was 2 days ago. They fixed it. It broke again, but mainly because the BT person forgot when he was doing maintenance, he forgot to plug the system back in.
Right.
That was his fault.
Okay.
Which is funny. The repair guy forgot to plug it back in. And my boss was looking for something in a box next to the printer, and he lifted up the box. He's like, "Oh fuck!" He was like, "Open it." I was like, "I'm gonna open it." Open it. Mouldy milk, like outdated milk, is just into this box. I was like, "Oh fuck!" He's like, "Who the fuck did that?" And I was like, "Not me, not me." They started ranting it on the
fuck did they? It's like if I ever find them, Joe.
He started ranting about it in the work chat.
Just
and I was
like
he got. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like it was the worst smell I ever had.
You better hope this podcast doesn't get famous.
You took a picture of what it looked like if you all want to see.
No.
It's good.
I don't.
It was the worst smell, and he was like angry about it. He had to clean it up, and he's like, "Oh, who the fuck did it?" You all know we don't leave leaking drinks on the side. That's just a fucking simple fact. I'm like, yeah.
They're like, yeah. To be fair, I've done that work before where it's like, who did this? And it's me, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I think we all do it, don't we, guys? Don't we, guys?
Say yes.
Say
Please
yes.
clap. The thing is, though, a customer actually did blame me. He's an angry piece of shit. So he was like, "Oh, it's probably your fault. It's broken," and he stormed off without his lottery ticket, like he was going to win.
That's why you were going to win.
So yeah, he stormed off. Turns out it was my fault.
But it's your fault, isn't it? You did it. Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, "Oh fuck!" I really feel bad because like I broke a lot of equipment for like a few days. I didn't know it was going to show. So I was like, "Oh yeah, someone else is going to take care of it." Because like,
well, you wouldn't think that would be the problem, would you? You'd be like, "Oh yeah, Mouldy
it's a
milk
sealed bag. It's like
printer."
Like it's a bag. I sealed it. There's no holes in the bag. It's plastic bag. You don't think? And I was like, it's towards the end of my shift. Someone else is going to take care of it. Anyone's going to see because I couldn't quickly go into the back and put it away.
Mm.
So I'm not allowed in the back when the other manager's in the back because someone has to be on the shop floor at all times. So I was like, I'll just put it there. The next person's going. Then they're going to see it, and it's going to be gone by tomorrow. and no one did. Like, they had every opportunity to remove the bag.
True.
Like, it's still my fault, but, like, at the end of the day, I'm not the only one who's at blame. Anyone's going to see a bag of milk and go, oh, that's clearly leaking inside the bag of... Oh,
We'll leave it. Ham is just talking to the crew they have in the corner of their room.
Yeah.
They said, when are we filming the Christmas special?
Yeah. But they just asked me what alcohol I wanted. I'm gonna get a rum.
It's weird that they asked that.
No.
But yeah,
Even though I'm gonna buy it.
Good.
But yeah, so I don't think it's my fault, but I don't think I'm the only one doing it. Like, everyone else had an opportunity to look at this thing that was clearly there and remove it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to remove it.
No.
Because, like, the queue was, like, at the door. I don't
know. Shameful. Not on your part. Well.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, it's so funny. It's like all these events led to, like, cheese in a box. Basically.
Cheese. Oh God.
My boss was like, I can still smell it. I cleaned it all. I can still smell it in my head. I'm like, yeah, I fucking just killed him.
I've killed him.
Anyway, yeah, there's another story. I can't remember it, but
okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
If I remember it, I'll say.
No, I mean, when you were saying about nothing about work, but it reminded me when you were saying, oh yeah, the woman and her kid were going around the store like ages, kept going around the store or whatever. But when I was at the cinema yesterday, I was in the big IMAX screen. There was only like 3 people in it. There was like a couple, and then this old guy. When I got in, this old guy was just looking around. I was like, oh, he's probably just looking for his seat. So I went up to the top to my seat, and then he sat down. I was like, okay, he's found his seat. He must have just got confused with the rows. And he stood up again, sat down another seat. I was like, okay, all right. Then he stood up again and sat at another seat. And then he went up to another row and sat in that seat. And he did this about 8 times throughout the film. But I don't get why. And then he sat on the row down from me right on the end. And then, like, 15 minutes before the film ends, he stands up and walks towards the fire exit. And I'm like, where's he going? There's nothing there. Then he was gone for like 2 minutes, then came back and sat down. And then within the last 5 minutes of the film, he stood up and he was just slowly walking down the stairs and then stopping every like few seconds to look at the film and then carrying on again. And I was like, what's wrong with this guy? I was like, he was old, but I was like, I don't know. Like, because at first I thought maybe he's just adjusting himself to find the perfect spot to see the film, but he just kept moving.
Someone else in the audience, why not move, I suppose, but like, that's a bit too much.
Like, I moved because I was enjoying my space of having not really anyone around me, and he sat quite close in front of me on the row ahead, and I was like, okay, I was like, no, I want to move. So I moved a couple seats to the left because I was like, I'm enjoying my space. But yeah, he just kept moving.
I'm not ask someone like, what the hell? There's a guy in there. You won't stop moving. I don't know what's up with them.
It's like he didn't seem weird apart from that, but yeah, it was just like, why is he moving literally, he moved so much during the film. And I was just like, what's going on?
Weird.
I think there was an hour where he sat still. That was the longest time, and then he just started moving again. Like,
yeah.
We've been sat there this time. Why are you moving now?
Yeah.
It was really odd, but I just kept bothering me. Like, what's he doing?
Fair, that lady who was in the store for a while, she was in the store for like 40 minutes. Yeah. Which is the longest I think anyone's been in the store while looking for shopping.
There's people at my work at Ensley, and they just walk around. There's people there that have spent the whole day there. Like, they've sat, had a coffee, gone off, and then I see them later on in the day come back for another coffee, and I'm like, are you still here?
That is an hour is at most, so an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's it. That's enough I could take in the same place, like, because I'm a very home, but I don't like to leave my house much.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm in a cafe, it has to be like either there's a person I like a lot, as in like friend, or I guess person I like a lot, or if
Yeah.
it is with some random person, it can only be like an hour or an hour and a half. Otherwise, it's like I just kind of want to move.
Yeah. So I've
So
seen there's a couple that come in. They come in quite often, and they will a lot of the time spend most of their day there. And I'm like, what is there to see? There's a certain point where it's like I've seen everything. When you go there for one day, you've seen everything. You don't need to keep coming back. Oh,
I guess that's just sometimes they need. Some people just need something else to do, even if it's the same thing. The illusion of something different could be enough, I suppose.
I suppose.
Not trying to like say you're wrong. I'm just like saying
Yeah, no.
some people just take anything.
Yeah, it's the simple
There's an
things in
Ollie does that
life.
in my store. I think I said about the other day. The only people she sees is the shop I'm at, so she visits the shop quite often in the
Yeah.
morning. She doesn't go in at the midday or evening. Um, Why
Okay.
not?
Right. We're 16 minutes in.
I was trying to
Already.
prolong this. I was trying to prolong the Doctor Who bit, but let's go.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. We just watched Doctor Who, the finale of the Flux season event sort of thing, I
Before you
suppose.
say anything,
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah, we're
I'm not religious, but I have to.
doing religious things to help our mental stability.
I don't know if I did it right.
It
I
was a
think it's up down.
mess.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
couldn't keep up with what's going on. Usually
in
I'm
the
okay. I mean, I think I did keep up, but I was like, this is still confusing.
in the context of it, I didn't like the last episode. I know you liked it more than me. I
Yeah.
really did not like the last
Because
episode.
I
I
thought
thought
it could go somewhere good. I thought, yeah, we're going to get something
admittedly,
probably rewarding out of this. But at the end of this,
yeah,
I felt like there was no point in the entire season because nothing's been resolved anyway. The Doctor still doesn't want to know her memories. Well, she wanted to originally, but at the end of the Timeless Children, there was sort of that thing where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. All the people that you used to be, you're the person you are now anyway. And it just felt like they just revisited something that was already resolved inside her head. Like, maybe for the
because
audience, it's like, yeah, okay, we want to know more. But we still
in
don't
the
know any more.
in the end of the Thomas Child, JX who did the fire review, he pointed out like she's upset about not knowing, and
Yeah.
then the Roof Doctor's like, "Did this ever affect you?" And she's just
Yeah.
like, "No, it didn't." And it was just like, then she stops kind of caring. It's like, so you didn't
Exactly.
care about this big. So this big twist didn't really care anyway. Like she didn't really. Like she's basically said, "Oh, this thing that changes my heart, I don't really care." So it doesn't really add anything in the first place.
No.
I'm really finding it bad. I
And
would
then,
recommend watching the 5 hour video, but in this, it's just like the same. It's like, oh, I really need to find out.
yeah, and
Anyway,
then
I
by
have
the
to
end, at
find
the
out.
end,
Done.
she doesn't. It's not resolved again. So it's like,
They,
what was the
they,
point?
they're definitely got to do it in the specials. It's just
You don't know
that's
that.
what I don't know that,
I don't know
but
anymore.
that's an explanation, isn't it? Other than they're not going to do it, and that's an even worse
I
fate.
think the problem is they don't know what to do with it. They've set it up, but they don't know what to do because they're like they they can't write themselves out of this hole that they've made.
They had too many storylines going.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of storylines going. It's just like they weren't evenly paced. I'm trying to think of an example where something has a lot of storylines going. If you ever watched the Dark Gently Holistic Detective Agency, that's a mouthful of a title. Good show on Netflix, season 1 and 2. It's only 2 seasons. There's a lot of storylines going,
Yeah.
and a lot of it doesn't make sense until the last episode, where everything's like, "Fucking hell, that's great, that's genius." It's literally like it's literally a Doctor Who without space.
Yeah.
That show, and all of it makes sense, and it feels like in the Flux season, it's just like they tried to do something similar, like all these parts that will make sense at the very end, and in the very end, you're just like, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, most of the episode I was watching it, but like I couldn't take it in because I was like,
I was
what's going
I was
on?
keep I was keeping up until the point where that skeleton dude faces another version of him, and then that skeleton dude turns into it. That's where I lost. I was like,
Apparently,
what?
the. Apparently, that's the. From what I gathered, that's the physical embodiment of time.
But why would time be so threatening to them? Like, time would be this
because
grandiose.
apparently the Mori, those, if you remember them from the previous episodes, where they're on that planet called Time, like time passes through them and they sort of filter it, whatever the fuck that means, to make it so it's good, I guess. And I think time is portrayed as evil in this and quite benevolent. I mean, I don't get the whole physical embodiment of time thing anyway. That just is silly.
I feel like they tried to do a DC thing where I can't remember what's called. The Flash. He has Speed Force.
Yeah.
The Speed Force is a living sentient thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like they tried to do that, and they missed the point. The Speed Force tries to evenly distribute and try to keep a balanced type thing, where, from what I've gathered, I'm not an expert on The Flash, ever since the TV show ruined The Flash for me. That's what I feel like they tried to do. Like, and there's a show with James Franco. I'll look up the name now, where time is a sentient thing in it as well.
Yeah,
it's really good. And actually, that's a show I'm going to recommend. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't know, because obviously they try to do the thing where they're setting up her regeneration, and time takes the appearance of her and says, like, oh, yeah, and sort of like what they did with David Tennant with the Ood, saying, like, your story is ending soon, or your song is ending soon. But they've just said to her, basically, your life's ending soon. No regeneration, but obviously we know there is going to be a regeneration, so there's no point in even saying that, because it's like, well, we know there's another Doctor after you, so...
The show is called 112263, the date of JFK's assassination, or something around the time of there.
Right.
I think it is. And it's basically, this show is, there's this tear in reality where you can just walk through and you travel back about a month or a few years before JFK's assassination.
Yeah.
And you can hop back out. The moment you hop back out, the time resets. So if you go back in, all the stuff you did in the past resets. You have to do it all over again.
Right.
So if you killed someone and you hop back out, that person will be dead. But if you hop back in, the person will no longer be dead. So if you hop back out again, you will not be dead.
Right.
If you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
but
a good
the more you meddle with time fights back.
Yeah.
So time is a sentient thing, and it tries to stop you from meddling with time. And the first person who goes through tries to stop JFK's assassination. He comes back out and he's basically like on the verge of death. He's like, yeah, time basically gave me incurable cancer and like illnesses beyond known to man.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like, please do this for me. And James Franco's character goes in and like time will manually mess with like a chandelier for him, or you'll just catch on fire.
Yeah.
Or you'll be sent to a sail asylum. It's a really good show. I'd recommend it. It's made by Stephen King's the writer, I believe.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a good. Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
6 episodes or 8 episodes. I can't remember.
And
I feel like if they did time as a living thing, they should have done it like that. Even though that wouldn't make sense to the rest of Doctor Who, it would make more sense than what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't make sense because obviously we've never heard of this before. Time being a physical being. I saw on YouTube they posted for the Eve of the Daleks, the New Year special. It's going to be a time loop episode. So if you die, you just reset to the start again. Sort of like Deathloop, I guess, or any other Groundhog Day-esque episode. But if the Daleks kill you, it restarts.
I'm interested in that.
It sounds interesting. Obviously, the Daleks have those weird, like, new weapons, where it's just minigun
why not?
shooty things. Yeah, it's a time loop episode, which sounds good.
Oh, another
Maybe.
bit I didn't like was Jericho's death. It felt like we need someone to die for like impact, even though that dog species, entire species, just died off screen.
Off
They're like,
screen.
oh
You
yeah,
never saw
they
them
died.
anyway.
We never saw, he was the only one we saw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the only one we saw. But that it made me laugh when they were on the TARDIS. He sat there all sad, and Dan's like, "Oh, the Centauran's killed his entire race." Anyway, and the music was sad for like that 3-second clip, and then it just changed, and I was like,
It was just like
sad, isn't it?
his family died. It was really sad. Anyway, here's the doc.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
thing was like that guy. He was like they trapped him on a planet. All you see of him when he trapped on that rock in the middle of space, he's
Oh,
like, and that's it. He looks it up.
that
He
scene
looks
was
around.
ridiculous. Just like we're gonna do, shoot me. Yeah, but he said it as if like, oh, bullets can't harm me. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? It's like, and then Kate comes along with a gun. He's like, and I'm like,
The thing is, he has that weird thing to kill people without touching them, doesn't
I
he?
don't know if you can do it with two people at once because I think it's only one. But it's like, if he could have done something. He's meant to be this, I don't know, grand serpent guy that we know fuck all about anyway. And it's just like, yeah, walk through that door. Go on. And he does. And then he's just stuck on a
Knocks a
rock.
plank
And
off.
he's just like, I'm like, what the fuck was that? That execution was terrible.
So it needed a few seconds. The same with the dog scene. A few seconds minimum linger on the camera shot.
It was way too quick. This whole episode was way too quick. There's too much going on. They're trying to tie up so many things, and it just.
I think
Stupid.
it should have been a 7 episode part. I mean, there should be an extra episode to give other episodes to flesh out, and this episode.
What did you think of the multi-doctor sort of thing they were doing?
I thought it was interesting.
I found it interesting, but cringe. Just the way she was interacting with herself.
But the issue is, I think I know it's hard to do.
Yeah.
And they did it in 1 or 2 shots, but they should have had a few shots with both of them in the camera.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to do, and I'm not going to give them any grief over that, because if they couldn't, fine. They're a big studio, they have lots of money, why not? They should know they didn't do it. But still.
Yeah.
I don't really fault them for that, but a bit more of that type of stuff would have worked.
I didn't like the whole Dan and Diana thing. What was her problem with him?
I don't know.
Okay, I read an article about John Bishop earlier on this week about when he started stand-up comedy and why he started it. He was with this woman who was like, you know, he wouldn't love anyone else but her. That's basically the way he saw her, and that's how they were together. And then they had kids really early on, and it sort of drew them apart. And I don't think they were married, so they didn't get divorced, but they split up. No, I think they were married, actually, so they got divorced because there was nothing there anymore. And he got really upset by it, and it really affected him. Like, he started drinking, apparently, and that. And it really traumatized him, because it's like, you know, oh, that's the person I want to be with. But she didn't want him in the end. And then he went to stand-up comedy, and then after like a year, she saw one of his stand-up performances, and then they sort of like got back together again. Now they're together again now. But because he probably would, like, obviously he was in a really bad depressed state about it during the time that they weren't together. And I just thought, this plot line for him, I can imagine it being quite traumatic, being like, obviously he's just acting, and it's just acting, but it's like, it just reminded me of that for him again, and I was like,
unless they told him in the future it would be resolved,
maybe,
it would be, wouldn't it?
But I was just like, Jesus, like, I don't know, I just thought like, wow, that's a bit harsh to give him that sort of storyline.
No sense, because assumingly from the day they saved the world and then him going back into the tour museum and pretending to be a tourist,
Yeah,
tour guiding, there would have been a jump in time, right? Because
true.
let's say you save the world and all that, you wouldn't go the next day. You wouldn't be a tour guide again, or in a few days you would, and everyone else would know the fact. There'd be probably like
But
a
it's
week or
just,
two
yeah.
of everyone settling down. So she had all that time to say that, but chose when he was a tour guide to pretend to be a tour guide.
It's like,
It's like,
what went wrong?
oh, sure.
I know they weren't really together. It was just they were about to have one date or whatever, and then all this shit happened.
Thing is,
And then they really wanted to get back to each other again, and then it's like, you were late. But she didn't seem like she was joking about it either. I was like, but I'm like, do you not know what's just happened?
all that setup for what? Nothing,
Yeah,
basically.
to make him sad. And I was like, this is a betrayal. I like Dan. He's a great
Dan's
character.
part, and Jericho was nice.
Yeah, and it's like, don't do him dirty like that. Oh, God. Sorry.
He's in the news. He's in the specials, which I didn't know he was
Yeah.
going to be in.
Yeah, neither I didn't know. God, I look
I
like
don't
a
know.
baby with shaven.
No offense, I didn't notice.
Oh, well, that's all right then. I shaved. Everyone, you can see it on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube.
To be
I
fair,
look like a baby.
now that I noticed, I thought you said I noticed, but I didn't really.
But yeah, no, it looked like Yaz and the Doctor were going to have like a moment before Dan interrupted. I don't know if you got those vibes as well. It seemed like there was a bit of tension.
I had that, but I was hoping they wouldn't because, like, I don't. It's not that I don't like Yaz and Darcy's Doctor. It's that I don't like the Doctor
being in a
with anyone
yeah.
at all. River is the most because I feel like it's the most set up. Even then, I'm still a bit about it.
I don't mind River. I think it works the most.
I don't
with
mind
her because it's not like they're really romantic together. It's sort of like they have this sort of
thing.
They have chemistry, and it's not like really like Rose and Ten sort of stuff. It's like different. So I didn't mind that. Plus, it was like, yeah, they kept meeting throughout.
I saw this TikTok and it was basically this person going, "These are gay characters, and you can convince me otherwise."
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen her,
and it's like you convince me otherwise. Clearly, then, but it's clear not. It's nothing. Literally.
Oh, you're lagging a bit. Oh no. Oh, there we go.
Oh, really? You're not moving. Oh, now you're moving.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, it's clear enough.
But yeah,
it's just Chris Chibnall grubby fingers. Overall, is it the worst episode of Chibnall? No, and clearly, no, it's not. Everyone knows the worst episode. But... is it the best episode? Clearly not. of Chris Chibnall's. That is.
I think
if it's the best episode in general, it was definitely no. But
out of his, my favorite is the Angels one and Ascension of the Cyberman.
Mine's
and probably one before that, the Haunting of
Villa plotlines.
Those two and the Angels one. Yeah,
the Angel, even though they're both quite flawed.
They're flawed, but they're the best out of his.
I will say name an episode that isn't flawed. To be fair, but like even the best non-Chibnall episode is. I would say the most mediocre non-Chibnall episode is about as good as the best Chibnall episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I would say it's a clear... Chibnall has made some better episodes than the worst Russell and Moffat.
Yeah.
I will say that. But Chibnall's worst is definitely the worst.
Take that. We're being generous today, aren't we?
It's like the same. Like, I would say...
We're getting Chris Chibnall on the next podcast.
I would say Russell makes more episodes that are better.
Yeah.
But Moffat has made the best episode. It's like this is like the reverse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Out of New Who, that is.
Yeah, definitely.
I've not seen enough of Old Who. I know you've seen more than me. I really need to watch more.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm contemplating getting BritBox.
Yeah, get BritBox. Definitely, I do recommend checking it out.
Have you got it?
I haven't got BritBox, but I've seen a lot of classic. Not a lot of classic Who, but I've seen a reasonable amount.
Let me check how much it is.
I think it's probably like, I don't know, $8.99 a month. You could probably watch quite a bit.
BritBox.
BritBox.
Anyway,
guys, let us know what your thoughts are if you've been watching Doctor Who. I know. I mean, after this podcast, we probably won't be talking about it a lot until the New Year's special.
Oh, they got 50% off, £30 a year.
That's decent.
I'm gonna get it.
Do it. Definitely watch some classic Who. I mean,
my favourite classic Doctor is the second, if anyone's interested.
I can always watch some with you. We can have like a Discord Doctor Who
night
thing whenever we want.
Yeah. But
yeah, no. If anyone wants to email in any of your thoughts, obviously emails on screen if you're listening, or if you're watching on YouTube, or it's crimhampodcast@gmail.com.
I will say,
if you want to come on the show with us as well, you're more than welcome to hop over with us, and we can have a chat with you, or we I
have an idea of a few people I do actually want to put on here. Yeah. One of them being that guy, of course, because he'd be fun.
Derek.
I would like Venus Dragon because I think that'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we're going to get him to cameo in our Christmas special. He hasn't got back to me about it yet. I don't know if he's still figuring it out, but we're going to get him to record our intro for the.
They don't know about it yet. Anyone who's not knowing about the special.
We're doing a Christmas special event for the podcast where we're going to be recording live on my Twitch. So you guys will be able to watch us recording it live. We're going to be getting drunk and trying to make our own Christmas song for Father Bonkmas before the clock strikes sodium chloride. So I don't know when we're going to be doing it yet. You'll understand. I mean, you probably won't because it was made up on the spot, but you'll understand. We don't know a date yet. We need to plan a time when we're both available, and it's maybe a bit closer to Christmas, maybe mid-December.
I think the closer to Christmas is oddly better because it makes more sense. But
I mean, it might take me a bit longer to edit it anyway, and it'll be a longer episode. It'll be a long.
Actually, I was thinking if I could edit it, I really want to edit it again.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's fine.
If you want to edit, that's fine. But like, if I can have my own chance.
To be fair, I don't really do a lot anyway. I put the audio for it on Audacity, and then I use this software on there. It just gets rid of the dead space. And then
I was thinking of the video version.
For the video recording, I don't touch it really. I just leave it. I was
thinking of making a video. I was thinking about the video version. If I'm going to make my own edit of that, and you can upload it on your end. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
like I say, my dream job is a video editor, so it's fairly like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really touch it. I just put the intro on.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave the video as it is because I don't know, and then I just upload it to YouTube. But it's whatever. You shrunk.
Leave it with me.
You zoomed.
Leave it with me.
Okay, Hammond.
God, why is it wider than my actual phone?
When
I use the camera app on that phone there, it doesn't go that wide.
Wide.
That's about right. I mean, anything else you want to talk about?
Not really for this week. I think I'm all good. I mean, I don't know if the next episode we're recording is the Christmas special or whether we're going to have another one in between before then.
We should try and make it the next one. If not, the one after.
Definitely the one after that, by the latest. I do have my rotors. So for the week after next.
I sent you my rotors anyway already.
Week after this, I mean. No, wait. Yeah.
do you want me to send you my rotors again to be safe?
Yeah, do it again, and then I'll get my one up, and I'll see what day we can sort of arrange it for.
That's if they load, because...
That's if they load.
Too bright, but they...
Because luminosity phone. Yeah, anyway.
Oh yeah, Pixel 6, great.
Pixel 6, great.
That's my couple weeks, months review.
And don't forget it. Yeah?
I've got to clock out this day. Fuck.
You're still getting paid. Yeah, anyway. Guys, we'll see you on the next one. It might be the Christmas special, might not be. But anyway, we'll see you next week. And Stay dandy.
Stay Harry.
Have a good week. Talk to you soon.
Have a bad week.
Goodbye. You get nothing beneficial by listening to us. See you later, guys.
See you later. Bye.